congratulations on delivering a stellar performance in 2021, despite some logistical and coal market constraints. Please unpack some of these challenges you experienced in 2021 and what are they like now?
Okay, maybe we can start. Malene, we can start by saying the biggest challenge we had from our coal volumes point of view. You will see when we announce the result later, the heavy dip in the numbers was due to the logistical challenges and constraints that we've experienced on the rail. And this is something we've been talking about, not for the first time. In the last 3 announcements we've made, that we were seeing a lot of crime impacting the rail and the performance of the rail to RBCT. So that is one of those. And we did have other issues around locomotives and availabilities from the TFR side. And I think all of those issues are being worked out and solutions obviously will be found. But it is still a challenge that we do experience. And that has really impacted our operations this year. To a lesser extent, we have seen in areas where we had to stop our operations for mandatory COVID testing. That would be maybe the second, but very much to a lesser extent, but very much, the impact being the real capacity that we struggle with.
Okay, all right. And then, Mr. Ngojo, if I can ask you, please, we're sad to hear that you're retiring in July, but happy if you still plan on being involved in the mining sector. Can you please share a bit about what you will be doing next?
For the rest of this year, absolutely nothing. I'm going to disappear. I'm going to spend time with my grandkids, my family, and just take a breather. I will see next year what happens, but yes, I would still want to make myself a little bit more productive than just sitting on a rocking chair. And I'm sure there's enough issues and challenges in this country which I think I possibly could also play a role in terms of supporting in whatever way that I can. But I think time will tell what those opportunities will look like. But for now, I just need to switch off at least until the end of this year.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. You're handing the reins over to Ms. Nombasa officially soon. What do you believe to be her foremost and biggest objectives to navigate?
Maybe, one thing that's very good about the journey that we've been on is that she is part of crafting this new future. So she's been part of the executive team in terms of the new strategy, and maybe it will be better for her to sort of define what she sees as challenges going forward, because they are clear on our minds, so maybe it's best articulated by her.
Thank you for putting me on the spot. I think she has mentioned that we do have a very good strategy which we delivered last year at the Capital Markets Day in September. And I think our objectives are very clear, that we want to see ourselves in 2050 being carbon neutral. And we are obviously using our strengths, which is in mining and also renewable energy, and make sure that those businesses thrive such that we are able to get to that level. And ours also is a choice of making sure that whatever we do it in a just way in terms of the transition from the coal to the new. But having said all of that, I think you will agree with me that with the targets that we've set for ourselves, we've got to transition at speed. We've got to make sure that within the 5 years we meet the targets that we've set for the renewable energy business and the minerals business. And that means that we must consolidate and focus on execution of the strategy. So if you ask me what is going to be the key objective, it's going to be around the consolidation, making sure that we've got all the right skills in place to execute the strategy that we put on the table. Every year we have an opportunity to review strategy. Obviously, we will always look at what we can do best, what is coming from markets that we need to be aware of from a red flags point of view that we need to respond to. But I think that, as I say, the targets is what we're focusing on and making sure that we make this business to get to that position within the next 5, and obviously position them well for the following 5, which would be 10 years from now.
Yes. That actually speaks to my next question. So if you maybe just want to elaborate a little bit how Exxaro will advance its diversification strategy in 2022 and what some of your expectations are for the Exxaro Minerals business. So if you could maybe share a target or 2 of what you aim to achieve this year still.
Look, I think for the board had approved both strategies, that is the energy side of the business in terms of what the targets are, and also approved from the mineral side. So we have set the targets, and I'm going to give you, what was the other one, the one worth 45% of our EBITDA in 2030, and then 30% from renewable energy, and then the balance will be from the minerals. So that's what we're looking at in 2030. And then for this year, maybe you can talk to the renewable energy so you can commit yourself on what you can deliver in 2022.
Thank you, Pastor. Now putting me on the spot. We talked about last year our solar project for Grootegeluk, which is progressing nicely, and we're targeting financial close and starting construction early next year. So we should have materially all of the development completed by the end of this year before we reach financial close. We're then working on, and these aren't targets necessarily, but we're working on solutions, additional solutions for GG, for that mine as well, including a wind solution that will reduce emissions and costs further. And then for our other mines in Mpumalanga, we're working on solutions for those as well. So there's no target set for those, but we're looking at in the region of towards 200 megawatts worth of solutions that we're working on for our own use.
And maybe just for minerals, then we also are looking at opportunities out there on the market around the 3 commodities, and if we find something, whether this year or whenever it is, we are not pushed by time to acquire something that makes sense to us. We will obviously inform the market, but we are also out there looking around.